How we doing? Fox back again. It's another request today, a little bit different. It wasn't sent to me via my Facebook page or any of my stuff that I do. I'm a member of a Facebook page called Access Virus TI. It's a group actually. A chap on there, Siab Khan, was asking for somebody to have a look at this track. It's Armin van Buuren, Who's Afraid of 138, Photographer remix. There's like an acid style lead in there. It's definitely in there. It's hard to hear because it's buried in the mix. I'm not going to do a post to this because it's really hard to hear the sound that he wanted me to do. But suffice to say, I posted a little link on this group and it was what he wanted. So yeah, this is it. It turns out the chap had heard of me anyway. I think he's one of my subscribers on Facebook, which was good. This is it. This is what we're going to be making. Acid style lead with the Virus. I was changing between bandpass and low pass filter there. Two different ways you can do it. I personally think the bandpass one sounds best. So yeah, I'm going to walk you through it step by step. Quickly subscribe, like, share if you like any of my YouTube videos. Check me out on Facebook if you want any requests. It's Sound Design Tutorials. There's a link in the description. If you want this patch, it will be available to download for free in the description. So yeah, let's get to it. So we're going to go ahead and initialize it. The oscillators, it's real straightforward. As I say, it's a basic patch. Oscillator 1-2 balance dead in the middle. Both oscillators as they come as standard. The classic saw wave. We're going to turn the detune down on oscillator 2, so they're both playing exactly the same. We're going to pitch oscillator 1 down 1 octave, just to give us a bit of depth. Yeah, FM mode. When it's in classic mode, you get the classic FM mode to choose from. We're going to keep it on positive triangle, and we're going to set it. I believe it was about 25% I had it on. Couple of sweet spots on the Virus. 25% is one of them. Just adding a little bit of grit, and we're going to do envelope to FM. Bit, maybe just 1 or 2%, just adds a tiny little bit of raspiness. Let's give us a really good bed, a real good starting point to make this acid sound. Key follow and everything, keep out as it is as standard. We're now going to have another oscillator. We're going to choose a pulse. This one adds a bit of an edge as well. This one down 1 octave. Turn the oscillator out so you can hear the effect it's having. We'll do away with that. We'll do away with the envelope to FM for now. It's not really adding anything. I might add it in later on once we've toned it with the filters and stuff. Bring the volume of oscillator 3 down. I added twin unison. Detune 43%. Pan spread. This pushes the new voices wider. LFO phase offset, it moves the position of the pan in slightly. Again, this is all to taste, but this is how I made it. I also had a sub oscillator just above the U. Saturation, noise, ring modulator we used. The ring modulator at this stage just adds a bit of light distortion. Easy peasy, nice and straightforward. So the filter section, this is where we start to really craft the sound. I might go back to the filter section in a bit actually. We'll add all the effects first. If you bear with me, Yeah, we'll do the matrix section as well. So we're going to go to FX1. Analog boost, I just boosted it. What the analog boost does, it emulates analog synthesizers. It creates little variations in the pitch and the timbre. The more you have, the more analog-y it sounds. I use a digital distortion. This is a big part of shaping this sound. This is a real quite harsh distortion. I had the mix on full. Treble boost I did a little bit, and the drive just introduced it till it bit. The lower the drive, the more high frequencies it dulls. The more you swipe the drive around, it lets the higher frequencies back in. That is just fine. I didn't do anything else apart from boost the gain in the mids ever so slightly, just plus 3 dB. That sort of slight phase and pulsing you can hear is the result of the FM. FX2, if I remember right, all I had was a bit of reverb. Yes. For some reason, the reverb always remembers the settings that you had on the last patch that you made, even if you initialize it. So all I had to do is turn it on. This is how I had it set up. It was a large room, minus 14.5 dB, 68 decay, 15.6 damping. Push the colour around to the right, just make sure it's not affecting too much of the lows. Right, now we go on to the filter section. It sounds like a mess at the minute. Doesn't sound anything like an acid lead, but this is how we tame the sound. So we want the filter to be in serial mode, which means we're going to use both filters. The signal is going to go into filter 1 through the saturation and into filter 2. Saturation, again, I chose digital at this stage. I didn't do anything in regards to pushing it more towards the saturation, just a tiny little bit, plus 2. Just introduces another bit of distortion in between the filters. The filter that I chose for filter 1 is the standard low pass filter that comes as standard. Starting position of around about 46, 47. Instantly dulls the sound. We're going to change the amplitude envelope at this stage. We want it to be a pluck before we create a pluck with the filter. So pull the sustain all the way down to 0. Attack initial highest, whatever you want to call it, so it comes in straight away, and decay of roughly 44. Really killed the sound now with that filter down. We are now going to introduce an envelope. The filter envelope already initially comes as a plucky sort of envelope. We're going to introduce it a little bit more to about 57%, and then dial the amount we want. We want this filter envelope to open the filter up and then close it back over the decay time, so we want to keep it on positive. Dial the amount around to 36%. Now, when we introduce the resonance, this is going to start to give us the acid sort of feel. It's the resonant peak being swept with a filter that gives you that sound. Okay, onto the second filter. We want to uncheck filter link, which means we can have separate resonances, envelope amounts, cut-offs and the like. This is good because we want that. We'll set the low pass mode one up first, and then I'll change it to the band pass after. So it wants to be minus 46 again as a starting point. Exactly the same as the first one. The envelope amount we need to be a lot more in fact, around to about 83%. Resonance the same, probably a little bit more. I'm going to call this an acid lead because it was used as a lead inside the patch, but it's more commonly used as a bass patch. So we will make it monophonic in the common page. Click on key mode, make it mono 1. That means you can only play one note at a time, which you generally want when you're playing basses. That's pretty much done. I mean, the classic way, or I call the classic way, which I'm going to show you now, is rather than having 2 low passes, change your second filter to a band pass. This only lets the frequencies through with inside the bandpass. When you have it on filter 2, it really helps you shape the sound exactly how you want it. You can do real fine adjustments with the envelope amount and the resonance, and also the decay of the filter to get the sound exactly how you want it. Longer decay line takes it longer for it to close back up. You get that sort of more sweeping feel to the sound. If you have a shorter decay, a lot more percussive, you're generally not going to want so much resonance. Let's do away with the FM altogether. I think it's the unison actually giving us that little bit of phasing. We'll do the unison off. May even be the reverb. No, it's just the overall tone of the sound. You can choose yourself, you don't need to use the reverb. I think it adds a little something to the higher end. So yeah, I much prefer the band pass method rather than the low pass method. One thing I did in the matrix section was I set velocity on to filter 1 cutoff, or was it filter 2 cutoff? It was filter 1 cutoff. That means when the note comes on, it flicks the filter open a little bit more. Yeah, bandpass mode is a lot better. You can even try flipping the envelope round the other way, having it negative and started with a higher starting point. Works better with positive. There you have it. My version of a classic acid lead / bass sound. As I say, link in the description. You can download this patch for free if you want it. Stay tuned to my Facebook my YouTube channel. Very soon I will be completing my Virus course. It is available to stream through ADSR at the minute, where I've been releasing it page by page, where I've been going over every single knob and slider within the Virus. As it stands, I'm about to go through FX1 page. I've only got FX2 to do and the common, and then I'm done. It is mainly designed at you designing sounds directly from the Virus control. I haven't gone over input sources like the atomizer or the routing effects through the effects section, because it requires different setups in different doors. I've only covered how you can make your own sounds through the Virus. Very cool. There's going to be about 5.5 to 6 hours worth of stuff in there when it's done. When it is done, you will be able to buy it as a whole course from ADSR. Thanks for watching as always. Stay tuned for the next one. Cheers.